says the Brewers held a team meeting Tuesday night after back-to-back losses in Cleveland.
Sometimes, you kind of need to take it on the chin a little bit. And I think talking about it last night as a group put us in a good position to go compete today.
Hoskins led the way, scoring 2 runs, 5 runs batted in. Brewers have the day off before playing host to the Twins tomorrow night. NFL, the Packers' off-season program continues. Passing coordinator Jason Vrabel asked, with the addition of Mecole Hardman and 2 high draft picks at receiver, how do you control the egos in that room?
I think it's probably the same way you are as if you're a good parent. At a young age, when I got into coaching, the philosophy that someone said to me, they put a note on my desk one time and they said, treat every player like you would your son and you'll become a great coach.
The Packers' 17-game regular season schedule is out. 8 games at Lambeau, 9 on the road. The full schedule posted at civicmedia.us. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
Strong to severe thunderstorms will move through the area over the next hour or two. Tornado watch continues, and we've had severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings issued for portions of the area. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes possible. I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Right now it's 78 degrees.
Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Freedom Town Chair and Director of Parks for Outagamie County, Justin Schumacher. Do you think the bureaucracy is responding to the needs of the people?
No, I think if it was responsive, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. That doesn't mean we burn the entire system down. How do we solve it? Get involved. Join your Parks Committee. Recognize where we're not good and improve it.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show. Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS. And the Civic Media app.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
School board candidate Katie Gentry, along with Representative Ahmad Wagner, as he discusses coal piles, the state budget, and homelessness.
Lean Local with Jim Schmidt, Sunday after. Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who considers a silver medal a participation award, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome. This is Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen, and it is great to have you here on this Thursday night, the Christmas Eve of weeknights. We're gonna get through this show, and we're gonna try to distract ourselves from some crazy weather happening here in Wisconsin. Hopefully, we can get an update and keep you guys informed. I know that Civic Media's Brittany Merlot said that there is a tornado touching down near Stevens Point. But I don't want to misspeak. So if we can get someone or if we can get you an update, we will do that. But wherever you are in the state at this moment, stay safe because there is some crazy weather out there. It looks very ominous here in downtown Green Bay. There's a little bit of wind. I think we're expecting a thunderstorm, but I know in other parts of the state, it is very different, a very different story. So let us just stay safe, folks. We will keep you updated as we find things out throughout the show. In between our tomfoolery and our guests and our laughter and all kinds of stuff. Conrad, how we doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. It wouldn't be an episode of Nite Lite if we didn't get weather talk out of the way somehow. Whether it's gorgeous weather or crazy weather, we tend to talk about it for a minute or two up front.
Yeah, I could do a little meteorologist myself, but
you think so?
I think we should let someone else do it tonight instead of myself.
We can get Brittany or something. You could do a 5-day forecast if you wanted to. I don't want to dissuade you.
Yeah, it's dark outside now. Usually is like sunny, so
he's not the best color He's not the best color guy in the business for nothing, folks. Welcome to Nite Lite. As I mentioned, we will keep you posted with the weather, but we've got a really fun show here. And if you are in a not so safe place, please tune in from your basement or whatever, and we'll try to keep you posted. But in the meantime, we've got a lot going on here tonight. It's a Thursday night, which means we give you a popcorn pick of the week. Tonight, my guest for the popcorn pick is Abdi Velasco. He is the owner of Rise and Shine, a new gelato place here in downtown Green Bay. Conrad and I have been eating it by the pounds, and we thought, what better way than to get out a popcorn pick of the week with someone who makes snacks. They also have other really cool stuff there too in the gelato shop. Rise and Grind. Did I say Rise and Shine? I think it's right. It's Rise and Grind.
Rise and Grind, yeah, not Rise and Shine.
But after you Rise and Shine, go down to Rise and Grind and get some coffee and some gelato.
I feel like Rise and Shine might be copyrighted somewhere, so
probably.
Yeah.
Like 3. Do you know Pat Riley copyrighted 3-peat?
Really?
What a jerk. How can you copyright something? Some stuff should not be copyrightable. Like, I know there are certain things with the NFL that we can't say, or the big tournament in basketball every spring. Like, it's just kind of silly.
Yeah.
But whatever. The law's the law, Conrad. I am not a lawbreaker. I do try to live by the law. So Abdi will be here at 6:35 to give us the popcorn pick of the week and tell you a little bit about his new business, which, as I mentioned, is delicious. And then tonight, this is extra special. We've got 2 in-studio guests tonight on Nightlight tonight. The guys or girls. Last time it was just guys, right? From Comedy City. They will be here. Comedy City to Pier. They're going to do some fun games here, some improv games in the studio. You won't want to miss that. We had a lot of fun talking to those guys last time they were here. And there's your guess. Are we ready? Can we handle that much funny in the studio? Multiple funny people doing improv. Are we equipped? Do we have enough microphones?
Yep.
You think so?
We're all good.
Said that pretty confidently. We'll see. All right. Very good. I would like to extend tonight a special shout out. I lost a very good friend this morning. He was my confirmation sponsor, and he was one of the first people my family met. He and his wife, Sandy, were the first people we met when we moved to Marinette from Chicago when I was in junior high. His name is John Corwin, and he was just an absolutely wonderful, amazing, enthusiastic, salt of the earth human being. And he passed away this morning, and it just won't be the same for our family. You know, rarely in your life do you meet people and get to know them well enough where they feel like family, where you feel completely comfortable around them. But John is one of those people. He and his wife, Sandy, they were very good to our family when we moved to Marinette. And they would watch us when my parents went away. And I've got 4 brothers and sisters. They did not have kids at the time. They ended up having 3 kids, Elizabeth, John, and Michael. And they all have families of their own now. And they're just like extended family. It's like you don't miss a beat. And they are just truly lovely people. And they lost John tonight, their dad and husband. I'm sorry, they lost him this morning. And he will be missed. Rest in peace, John Corwin. Truly a wonderful human being. And pretty damn funny, too. I'll tell you something, Conrad. I come from what I would call kind of a funny family. My kids make me laugh. My wife makes me laugh. My aunts and uncles made me laugh. Humor has always been part of my existence. And I was not expecting to meet someone so funny when I moved to this little town in Wisconsin. And John was hilarious, very witty, very funny, and a very warm human being. So, as I said, rest in peace, John. You will be missed. And I love you, buddy. So, all right. Conrad, are you crying?
Sorry.
You welling up a little bit there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know how to bring it. I think I would have been a great, like, Barbara Walters. Did you ever watch a Barbara Walters interview? She had a knack for making people cry, celebrities. I don't know what she did, but she got them going, and they would start openly crying.
I think Pat McAfee does that.
Yeah, right. For different reasons. He cries because he has to listen to Aaron Rodgers' nonsense.
You know, I watched something funny last weekend, and it was Pat McAfee got in the wrestling ring.
Oh, I think I heard about this.
And after, like, he faced someone that's like probably like, I don't know, he was 6'7", 300 plus probably, just a ginormous human. Oh, and Pat McAfee lost. It's fake.
Really?
It's obviously it's fake, but still at the same time, it's still going to hurt.
Well, yeah.
So he took a picture of himself after it, and his whole chest was fully red because of how many slaps he had. Like
open-handed slaps?
Yeah.
Boy, that's more painful than you think it would be.
Yeah. No, he's like, I'm in hell.
Have you ever seen those? I'm sure you have, that when the guys stand there and they slap each other as hard as they can.
Yeah.
I mean, you used to tease somebody for slapping another person. Like when we were kids and everybody's trying to be macho, it's like, slap, whatever. If one of these guys slapped you, they could kill you.
Yeah. You know, actually, when I was growing up, the 5-star was a huge thing. That's where, like, say you're at the water fountain.
Okay.
The bubbler.
Right.
I can't believe I just called it a water fountain. And then someone comes up behind you, just slaps you right across the back without you knowing.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's brutal.
And they, full
I
hand.
hate that.
Yeah. That was a big thing when I was growing up.
There are still guys in our society, and maybe some women, who are considered backslappers. That's what they're called.
Yeah.
And I, even when I get a hug, sometimes I'll hug my dad and he'll give me a slap in the back and it stings. I would rather be punched in the face, I think, than slapped. It's very uncomfortable and unsettling.
Yeah, no, especially if that right spot, like directly in the middle of the
Awful.
back, where you can't reach it after. You're like,
Right.
oh, wow, I can't reach it.
Exactly. We had a Bud, our pal Bud from Janesville, texts us overnight when he's out delivering papers from 4 to 6 a.m. every morning. He's in the 608. And what was our question last night? I'm already forgetting. Perfect weather day. What was your perfect weather day? Because we had Brittany Merlot on. Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, Unabomber? Ha! You're eerily prophetic. Just kidding. It's just plain funny. Love your sense of humor. Because he asked for our address. So let's find a way to get Bud our address here at the station.
I got it to him.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yep.
Perfect. Look at that. The kid Conrad Krieger stepping up. He says, perfect weather day. I'm a retired teacher, but for this scenario, I'm still teaching. It's President's Day, so there is no newspaper delivery. However, school is in session. I'm in bed with my wife, and we're in a polar vortex. The actual air temp hits -20 Fahrenheit. I get a text from my principal. School is closed. I turn to my wife and ask her if she wants to wash the bedding today. Wink, because I made that joke. That my wife and I have so much sex, we need to wash the sheets daily.
Yeah.
Well done, bud. Listen, I don't want to encourage aberrant texts, but if you do them on your own, I'm fine with that. I think it's time, Conrad. Let's get to the question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
Oh, we got a good one tonight, folks. Name an athlete you cannot stand. And I need to preface this by saying Ray Lewis, it's his birthday today. And I don't dislike Ray Lewis. I just remember there was a big trial. He was involved. Somebody he was with, I think, committed a murder or something. And Ray Lewis, as I understand it, did not want to rat out his friend because his friend was a pretty bad guy. I mean, Ray Lewis is a pretty tough guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get tackled by him.
I wouldn't want to get tackled by him. And if his friends are that badass, I probably would have kept my mouth shut too. I don't know what happened. I don't know the details, but he was not very well liked for a while. Now he's on TV commenting on games. He's been forgiven for his non-sins, but it just got me thinking, like, of all the athletes, a lot of people don't like Christian Laettner from when he was, very good. Typically they're, really good athletes and really good, but they can spark up something that make us not be able to stand them when they're on the field, the court, or whatever. Reggie Miller was always one with me. I know he would get under my skin because the Bulls would play the Pacers and he would try to get in Jordan's face, and I just couldn't stand the guy. But I think my most despised athlete would have to be a safety from the Raiders named Jack Tatum, who in the 70s used to, he wouldn't even have a career now. Like, the rules have changed. But he hit Darryl Stingley so hard, it paralyzed him for the rest of his life. And he was in a wheelchair, and his son, Stingley, I can't think of his name right now, was a cornerback, Derek Stingley. But his dad was a very good wide receiver, and his career was over like that. And Jack Tatum used to headhunt. And he wasn't the only one. Gary Fensick of the Bears, all these guys used to do this. But because of what happened, I never liked Jack Tatum. What about you? You got one?
Yeah. I have a clip that actually goes with it. If you want, I could save it for after.
Yeah, let's do it after the break.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. So let us know, folks. If you have a least favorite athlete or someone you cannot stand, professional athlete, let us know. And we'll read your text on the radio. It's 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can text us on the app. Or if you're watching on the stream, that's fine too. On X or WGBW website or the WISS website, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. And if you're on any of these platforms, feel free to give us a like or a follow, folks. Those are always much appreciated. Other than that, great to have you with me. We got a fun show. We're going to get to know Abdi a little bit, our neighbor from the gelato store, who's going to make the popcorn pick of the week. And then Comedy City, De Pere. Funny peeps coming into the studio. After the break, Conrad is going to tell us the athlete he despises most. And I'm going to tell you what I saw on the freeway, on the highway today. And
here we go.
Really? No. This is awesome. And you're going to love it as someone who's a fan of the movie Cars. That's all coming up after a very short break. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite. It's a Thursday, folks. Let's do it up right on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I keep seeing this picture of you. Here comes my baby. Here she comes now. And it comes as no surprise to me. With another guy, here comes my baby. Here she comes now. Walking with a love that's so fine. Never to be mine, no matter how I try.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW.
It's the Eco Minute powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrio. A major program that protects drinking water is on the chopping block in Congress. Lawmakers are considering slashing $2.4 billion from the state revolving fund. The program helps Wisconsin replace lead pipes and filter toxic contamination out of drinking water supplies. Our state will lose $54 million next year if funding gets cut. Parts of Wisconsin are being invaded this month by lake midges. Swarms of the insects have been rising from water bodies, including Lake Monona in Madison. The bugs can create quite a scene when they all hatch at once, but they are harmless and provide food for fish, bats, and birds. Knowledge is power. For a deep dive into environmental issues across Wisconsin, check out my Defender podcast at cleanwisconsin.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Keeping you connected to your local community with good news and great conversation. Here's Terry Barr with the Civic Media Radio Network.
It's a hit. Milwaukee Brewers baseball cards are being shared in several communities across the state. The partnership is with police officers in Green Bay, La Crosse, Kenosha, Milwaukee, and Madison, and meant to be an icebreaker between the cops and kids. Here's Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger.
Eventually want to do it to more than just the major cities. So we're trying to get around the state as best we can and to sort of engage with our friends around the state. We're a statewide team. We're not just a Milwaukee team.
So see an officer, ask for your own comic book style baseball cards featuring all your favorite Brewers players. Until next time, I'm Terry Barr.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home.
Pete Schwaba, you got Nite Lite here on the Civic Media Radio Network. So great to have you with me on this Thursday. Stay safe wherever you are, folks. I know there are tornadoes. I believe at least one that has touched down here in central Wisconsin, but we will try to get some verification on that as the show progresses. But stay safe wherever you are. In the meantime, this is a popcorn pick. It's the popcorn pick of the week tonight, folks, because it's Thursday. And joining us in just a few minutes will be Abdi Velasco. He is one of the owners of Rise and Grind, a great new gelato shop here in downtown Green Bay, and then the guys or girls. Last time it was just guys from Comedy City De Pere will be here in studio performing. That'll be fun. So, Conrad, you'll enjoy this. We got to post this. I'm going to try to edit this while I'm on the air here. But I saw this on the way down, and I'm driving, and I pass a car that's red with all this crazy decals and everything on it. Lightning McQueen from the movie Cars.
Yeah, that is
an exact replica.
I've only seen it in like, car shows.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually seen it out on the road though. Like actually Lightning McQueen out there.
It was amazing.
And what part of Wisconsin do you see it? Is it like between Marinette and Green Bay or?
Between Marinette and Green Bay. It was probably just south of Ocano. So I don't know if I don't know if the owner, if they were on their way to a car show or not, but they had the license plate and everything. It said Ka-chow.
That is awesome.
So I'm sending this to you. Maybe we can post it in the stream.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool. I love the movie Cars. My son and I used to watch it all the time, and it's just a great film. And a great kids movie, too, especially. So we'll post this in the chat, and you guys can check out the Lightning McQueen car. It was like an exact replica. Here's the thing, though. I think it was like a Honda Accord. It wasn't like a muscle car or anything you think would be seriously like rocking or anything. But there you go. I just sent it to you. Our question of the night is, who is a professional athlete you absolutely despise or cannot stand? On the stream earlier on social media, we got some text. Here's Tony. He says 100% Aaron Rodgers. He was a great quarterback, but was/is a blank person. Tony is not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. Scott on the social media stream also says Ndamukong Suh.
Yep.
I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, he stepped on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wow. That's right. He is kind of a dirty player, but like
he really is. You can see every season. It's just he does something dirty.
He's like the new. He doesn't play anymore, right? Or does he?
No, I believe he's retired now. I think the last season he played for, he was on the Eagles. I think.
Back in the 80s, there was a player called Conrad Dobler, and he was the same way. He would just everybody hated the guy. And what's weird is that Ndamukong Suh, I remember he was like good friends with Warren Buffett, like this billionaire from Omaha. They were tight, and I don't know how that happened, but that made me think, well, he can't be a terrible guy off the field anyway, but he is not well liked either. That's a good one, Scott. Thank you. Daniel Wheeler says Shooter McGavin. The guy has no respect for the game of golf or Grandma Gilmore. All right,
that's hilarious. Yes,
I'm not falling for that. I know who that is.
Do you want to hear mine?
Yes.
So it's Kenny Barton.
Who's that? Who's Kenny Barton?
And this is the clip I have to show you why I dislike him.
Okay.
Wow, you're my favorite player. And I was wondering if you could sign my baseball. It's the one you hit a home run with.
Sure, kid. You got $50?
What?
My autograph.
It costs $50 for your autograph?
Hey, Kenny Barton's signature's worth a lot of money. I don't just give it away.
Well, I don't have any money. I do think you're the greatest baseball player in the whole world.
Yeah, so do I. That's why I get $50 for my autograph.
Come on, Cody, let's go.
Hold on. What's up there, Droopy? Where's the baseball, man? I want to check out the big man's signature.
I threw it in the trash.
You did? Why?
Kenny said he wouldn't sign unless I gave him $50.
What a dillweed.
Dillweed. What is that from?
So it's a show called Step by Step, and it was a sitcom in the 1990s.
Okay.
And I was on TikTok and I saw that video the other night. Like,
so this question is perfect.
I've never seen this show ever. And that's the only clip I've ever seen. It was hilarious.
That's a good clip.
But if I'm being serious, it's Draymond Green.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand him.
Why is he so bad though?
I mean, well, first
dirty?
of all, yes, dirty, but he also split up probably what could have been the greatest dynasty of all time.
Okay.
Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all on a team.
Okay.
And he just got super mad at KD all the time.
Yeah.
But KD started not liking him. They didn't like each other. They got argue match, and yeah, they
All right, that's a good one. Brian says it's real to me. I don't know. What were we talking about?
No, wrestling.
It's real to you and Rich Lucasio. Front door. So thank you, Brian. Jameson says, get this, Ohio State University trademarked and copyrighted the word "the" as in the Ohio State University. Yeah, that's so lame. The catch, it only applies to that and merchandising. It lets them double dip when suing over non-official merch being sold, mostly larger volume. But you can trademark the word "the"? That's what Jameson asks. And he says that's messed up, even with its situational standing. I agree, Jameson. Really weird. Seems like it shouldn't be allowed, but what do I know? Believe it or not, folks, I am not a legal scholar. I've got enough lawyers in my family. Anna from Madison says, hi, Pete and Conrad. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you're not alone, Anna. He kind of brings that on himself. Certainly likable on the field, but not so much off the field to many people. All right, we are coming right back, folks. It's the popcorn pick of the week. Let me get this one in. Brian from the 414 says, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, or O.J. Simpson. Can't stand the three of them. I think you got to put O.J. in a different category.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. We're coming right back with the popcorn pick of the week. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite. You got the Civic Media Radio Network.
And this emptiness fills my heart when I want to.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. A bipartisan effort to protect affordable health care in Wisconsin, Savannah Tomei Olson reports.
And the state assembly passed legislation with the goal to protect affordable health care options in Wisconsin. It protects direct primary care. That model allows people to get health care on a subscription or direct payment basis with their provider. So patients aren't using insurance. And because of that, doctors have less administrative and billing work, and their operation costs are lower. Many Democrats applauded the bipartisan effort, although some of them lamented the fact that Republicans removed non-discrimination language from the bill.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is sharing details on a new initiative aimed at improving mental health services for residents across the state. The Governor's Interagency Council on Mental Health is in the process of creating a statewide action plan for mental health improvements. DHS officials are looking for public input on current programs and the development of new programs aimed at addressing the root causes of the mental health crisis. Residents can provide feedback through a survey on the DHS website until June 30th. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is sharing air quality resources with residents in honor of Clear Air Month. The agency's air management program shares air permit documents and application information and public hearing dates and other resources with residents through the Air Permit Public Involvement webpage. The DNR's website also contains an interactive map tool where residents can explore air quality data from across the state over the last 20 years. DNR officials are asking residents to become more air aware this May. From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. It seems like Hollywood is on hold when it comes to releasing movies, at least until Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning opens next Friday, the 23rd. In the meantime, there is no shortage of horror films in theaters, and a new one opens this weekend. Final Destination Bloodlines is the sixth and supposedly final installment of the Final Destination franchise and is batting a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Mystery thriller Hurry Up Tomorrow tells the story of a musician who has insomnia and begins to question his life. There are no reviews, so tread cautiously, but the film has a solid cast with Jenna Ortega, Barry Keoghan, and The Weeknd. Another mystery thriller that also hasn't been reviewed yet, called The Ruse, opens wide this weekend. An in-home caregiver fears for her life while watching over an elderly patient in a seaside house. Just a reminder that Sinners and Thunderbolts are still playing in theaters and have also reviewed very well. Let's go to the movies. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nite Lite with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This report sponsored by the City of Marinette, home of the Queen Marinette Run the River Powerboat Races, June 7th and 8th. More details at fishonmarinette.com.
Strong to severe thunderstorms will move through the area over the next hour or two. Tornado watch continues, and we've had severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings issued for portions of the area. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes possible. I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Right now it's 76.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
I'm as guilty as anybody about this, not talking to real people in person. I'm sorry, I don't believe that texting or video conferencing or any other of that jazz can supplement one-on-one interaction. We as humans need other humans. We need to connect with people. So anyway, that's the public service announcement to start off the week. Get outside and talk to real live humans. You'll feel better.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
Green Bay Mayor Eric Genrich stops by to share.
It's time for the Nightlight Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nightlight, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Schwaba. Monica Hale on the social media stream says, for me, it's Tom Brady. For my sister, it's Phil Mickelson. Everybody's got an athlete they hate.
Yeah.
Or despise.
I don't like Phil Mickelson either.
Well, what's so bad about Phil Mickelson? He seems like the most milquetoast guy in the history of the world.
Well, he shot an 8 over today, so he's not doing good at the PGA Championship.
Good. Don't like that guy. That's our question of the night, folks. Who is your most despised or detestable professional athlete? All right, so this is a popcorn pick. Thursday night, it's the popcorn pick of the week, and we have to do an audible here because I thought our guest was going to be Abdi Velasco. Well, Abdi did not have the guts to come into the studio, so he sent his wife,
Jocelyn
Flores. This is fun. I'm sorry Abdi couldn't be here, but it's nice that you came by because I've only talked to Abdi once. I've talked to you a few times when I communicate.
He decided to take the kids to soccer.
Rather than be on the radio.
Yes.
This isn't for everyone.
And he's more fun than I am, so.
On the radio or at soccer games?
In general.
No, I don't know. I like him, but I get a bad vibe from him. I'm not going to lie to you. I would really examine where things are going. I'm just kidding. It's great to have you here. This is fun. Thank you for being here, Jocelyn.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Did you hit any traffic on your way over?
No, it was actually pretty good. It was actually the roads were pretty clear. So.
All right, good. A Rise and Grind, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you listening, if you're in the Green Bay area, is literally right next door to WGBW, where we broadcast out of. And that presents a big problem for me and Conrad because we have been downing gelato by the gallons. And hopefully we could probably keep you in business all by ourselves. But it's great to have you. So how's it going? How's the business going?
Business has been pretty well, if I say so myself.
Okay.
I feel like we've gotten overloads of love and support from everybody in the community. So I appreciate all of you guys. And I just think it's going pretty well overall.
That's fantastic.
It's definitely been a bumpy road, but I feel like it's going good.
Just getting, I would walk to my car at night and see the workers in there and what you guys are doing and getting it set up seemed like kind of a chore, even though it was already kind of a similar shop when you went there. Now you guys open it up. And what did you do? Like, what led you to opening a gelato store?
So our main focus was a coffee shop. So we had always wanted to open a coffee shop, but our goal was to make it kind of like a Mexican Hispanic theme.
Okay.
And just the fact that we love coffee so much, but everywhere we would go, I feel like we would always complain about the coffee. Like it was never satisfying for us. So I made a joke to Abdi. I was like, hey, we should open our own coffee shop, make our own coffee. And he took me too serious. He took me way too serious. He thought that because I would make him coffee at home, that I was a barista automatically. And there's a lot more to it than what it is.
Yeah.
But then we saw the opportunity, and we like to take risk. So
Good for you.
we took the risk, and what could go wrong?
No, don't ask yourself that. Just
I
make
hope
it work.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I applaud you for that. That's fantastic. So it's Rise and Grind. I keep calling it a gelato store, but it's really coffee first, right? I mean, okay. Gelato is just a lovely compliment. So what did you do? What did you guys do before is this like a side hustle? Or is this your full-time gig now? It seems like you'd have to be here all the time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a full time.
Yeah.
But before this, we have 2 tire shops. We have a tire shop down on Bellevue and Industrial Drive.
Okay.
And we have one in Appleton. So we've been there for 10 years now. So I was doing automotive with my husband. I would do mainly the front desk because he wouldn't let me do any hands-on besides on the wheels when it was time to get them prepped up to sandblast them, powder coat them, and all that stuff.
Oh, sweet.
So I was basically an automotive repair, we could say. Tire repairs, yeah. So a coffee shop is completely different.
No, it's a natural progression,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Good for you. So can you change a tire?
Yes, I can. He
Yeah.
actually taught me how. So yes, I can.
So you would not have to to call AAA.
No, I would not.
Okay. Conrad, keep that in mind.
Unfortunately.
All right.
So if you need your tires changed, you can just call me.
All right. That I might take you up on that. My guest is Jocelyn Flores. She is one of the co-owners with her husband, Abdi, of Rise and Grind, which is right next door here to WGBW. We are broadcasting statewide too, by the way. So you might get some commuters up from southern Wisconsin just to check out.
Awesome, of course.
So what makes a good cup of coffee? You said you're very picky about your coffee, as am I. I like how I make it at home. There are some coffee shops I can go to. I haven't tried your coffee yet, but what, in your opinion, what makes a good cup of coffee?
I feel like coffee is a love language. So the more love you put into making your coffee, I feel the better it'll taste.
Wow.
And obviously the quality of the beans that you're using, if they're not good quality beans and they've been sitting out for a while, your coffee's going to be bitter. So I feel like it all depends on what you're using for your coffee and the love that you put into it.
Wow, that's a great answer. Do you, like at home, when you say the beans, do you grind them yourself at home every day, or do you do it?
Yes, we do.
Is that's the best way to keep
That's
it fresh?
the best way to keep
That's the
your
love you're
coffee
talking
fresh.
about.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. Because here's my problem. I go to places and I'm usually disappointed by the coffee. There are some people that like diner coffee where it's where it almost tastes like coffee flavored water,
Oh yeah, no.
And I like a rich, what is your favorite, if you were to buy it in the store, like a brand, what's a brand you like?
When we used to buy our coffee in the store, I would use I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The Folgers coffee.
Oh, okay.
But I would add a hint of cinnamon into it.
Oh, nice.
And then I would put it so that it would brew and everything, and I think it tasted very well.
Yeah. So where do you get these beans that you grind at home?
We get them from our local village roasters.
Nice.
So they do all of our coffee beans, and they've been so amazing to us. They're so perfect. I love them.
Oh, that's great.
Their beans are super fresh. They're super good quality. Yeah. So we get it from them.
You're making me want coffee, and it's like 6:45.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold off on that. But all right, let's talk about, you're here to make popcorn pick of the week. Thank you again for that. So how do you like to watch movies? Do you like to go to the theater, or do you like to watch at home? I know you have kids.
Yes, I do have
and you
3
probably
kids.
get sick of watching their movies all the time, but how do you like to watch movies?
Honestly, we like to watch movies at home. I prefer to be home. That way, if I want a certain snack, I can make it myself. Just with all the room dark, super dark, blanket,
Nice.
my snacks,
Cuddle
my
up.
soda.
Yeah.
Cuddle up with my kids at times. Sometimes I like my space
Sure.
too, but
Do you have a woman cave or something at home?
I
You
wish.
can-
I wish.
So you guys have to just grab the TV when it's available.
Yeah, when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
I have to fight between either sleeping or watching at least an episode or a movie by myself. So
Right. What kind of movies do you typically like?
I like, that's a tough one because I like all kinds of movies.
Okay.
So I feel like whatever catches my attention, I do like, I like horror movies.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
But then I get scared at night. But yeah, I think I feel like I like all kinds of movies.
So when you go to the theater, are you kind of open to what's out there? Like Mission Impossible, the last one opens next weekend. Is that something you guys will go to the theater and watch or try to?
Yeah, if we have time,
Okay.
yeah.
So you got 3
Definitely.
kids.
I have 3 kids, yes.
Yeah, you got to like save up for a 3-kid movie. Honest to God, that's like over $100 with snacks and all that stuff.
It's like I think there's like a $5 movie night on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah,
I
those
think
are
the
nice.
tickets are like $5. So
That's
I
the
think
way
that
to
would be
go.
the only way I'd be able to go.
That is the way to go. So you talked about snacks. What kind of snacks do you have at home when you're watching movies?
At home, I like they're called churros or chicharrones, what they call them. So it's literally pasta and you put it in oil, boiling oil, and then it just like turns into like chips.
Wow.
I'd have to bring you some to try,
I
but
would
they're
love
really
some.
good.
Are you
and
going to have them over here at the?
I should.
Yeah.
I should. That's
I
a
would
good
love
idea.
to try one of those.
I'll bring you some, but I like spicy stuff. So
Yeah.
I like to put Cholula sauce on mine and lime and everything, and they're
Okay.
so good. We have popcorn. My kids love True Fruit, so like the chocolate covered strawberries,
Oh,
the
yeah.
frozen ones. So I have to have some of that stuff at my house too.
I am also fasting today. So everything Jocelyn is saying is making me want food or coffee or something. This is awful. I'm kidding. So let me ask you this. You said you like tamales, or you said you like spicy food. I like tamales that are where I grew up in Chicago. They're like fast food tamales. Have you ever had one of those?
No.
Okay. So you're probably used to the real thing where it's like they're really good. Like I know I should like those better, but I like these fast food tamales that are spicy and they come in a roll. And I'll have to, I don't know, we'll have to
I've
talk
never
off the
even
air.
heard of the
All right,
fast.
I'll bring you one of
food
those if you
tamales.
bring me these pasta chips. you're
I'll
talking
bring
about.
them to
I'll
you.
find a way to get you a Chicago fast food tamale. They're
Sounds like
so
a
good.
deal.
All right, very good. Okay, so you like kind of the basic snacks. So are you ready to make the pick, do you think? Do you have something in mind? We'll do a drum roll and then you can give it to us, but I don't want to do it until you're ready.
Let me think. I mean, I could give an advice or a movie that we constantly watch as a family. We watch
Okay.
them all because my kids are obsessed
Right.
with them, even though they're like so young, but they're
Yeah.
obsessed with it thanks to their dad. But I think I might have a pick.
Okay. Well, let's do the pick, and then I have a couple more gelato questions. for
Okay,
you. We'll do
sounds
that.
good.
All right, Conrad, if you please, we're about to get Jocelyn Flores, as owner of Rise and Grind, which is right next door here in downtown Green Bay. She is about to make the popcorn pick of the week. If you please, Jocelyn.
We love to watch Fast and the Furious, the Tokyo Drift one.
Oh, I like how you got specific there.
Yes.
What number? Fast and Furious Tokyo
Tokyo Drift.
Drift. What number is that?
Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you
Yeah.
because my kids are the ones who always put them on. But for some reason, it always catches our attention.
Okay.
So we sit there, all of us, to just watch it. And we'll make popcorn or our snacks and just sit there and watch them all
Little
night.
family
yeah.
time. That's fantastic. I have to admit, I've seen 2 of the Fast and Furious movies, and they made like 10.
Yeah.
And they were fine. I don't know that I was the demographic for those films. I think the first few had like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, and it was fine. It was a good action movie. But since they've done 10 of them, there are 3 or 4 of them that are really critically acclaimed. Like
Yeah.
critics love them and say they're really fantastic movies. I don't know which ones they are because I would rent those, but you like this one.
I like that one. Yeah. Because I feel like it has more action in it.
Okay.
But yet again, I feel like you kind of have to be in like the car world in a way to
Yeah.
kind of like be able to connect with the movie.
Well, that makes sense. All right. Oh, that's a great pick. And that's a great group pick or something to watch with the family.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So Jocelyn Flores is here. She is one of the co-owners of Rise and Grind here in beautiful downtown Green Bay. They just moved in a couple months ago.
We started remodeling in March, and
Okay.
we've been open for about 3 weeks. So almost a
Outstanding.
month. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you about a couple of your gelato flavors when we come back.
Of course.
And then we'll get you back to work because I know you got a lot going on. All right.
Sounds good.
This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. Comedy City De Pere is coming into the studio at 7:20, folks. You won't want to miss that. They did a fantastic job last time, and they're a lot of fun. When we come back, we'll have a few more minutes with owner of Rise and Grind, Jocelyn Flores. We're coming right back. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Yeah, yeah. Sing aloud because we want to make a crowd.
Come work with us. Civic Media has a number of great jobs across the state. Open now at civicmedia.us/careers.
Mark your calendars for heart-pumping, exhilarating action at the 2025 Queen Marinette's Run the River Powerboat Races in Marinette, Wisconsin on June 7th and 8th. The action will be nonstop as these high-octane boats reach speeds of over 105 miles per hour. Races kick off on Saturday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m. and run throughout the day. Free for the whole family, this is the perfect summertime weekend getaway. For more information, head to fishonmarinette.com and click on the events page.
UW-Madison is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research and building a skilled workforce. An investment in UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just in Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW9 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW9. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley for over 30 years and are proud sponsors of Mino and the Mayor's Eye on the Community. Insight offers comprehensive eye care, including glasses and contact lenses. Their doctors have a special interest in treating chronic eye disease, specialty contact lenses, and pediatric care. Find Insight on Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Visit WIinsight.com to schedule your eye exam. Improving lives by improving sight. Insight Eye Care.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.FM and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.FM. We can work together to have real news and great conversation while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
When we got our home appraised, we felt robbed. Compared to a similar home right around the corner, our appraisal was $80,000 less.
Latino and Black homeowners are about twice as likely as white homeowners to get low appraisals. If you believe your home has been unfairly appraised because of race or national origin, contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. That's hud.gov/fair housing. Everyone has a right to fair housing. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing.
I sent that to you. That's Hanson.
Yeah.
From the early 90s. This is funny because when I did this movie, we've talked about it on the show several times. The Godfather of Green Bay that I shot in Marinette years ago. Tony Goldwyn was in it, Lauren Holly, Tom Lennon. We hired a local band to play like a park festival for one of the scenes. It was a big group. And the kid that was the drummer in the band, his name is Sam Picard. He's my neighbor now. And he looks so much like the drummer from Hanson. Everybody asked me, they said, is that really the drummer? Did you get the drummer and Hanson to play in your movie? I'm like, no, not. Hanson is not taking a gig in an independent film at a park scene where they're in the background. But that's how much they looked alike.
You should have said yes.
I should have said yes. Right? Got a bigger distribution deal. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Night Light. We are cruising through a Thursday night, the Christmas Eve of weeknights, ladies and gentlemen. You're almost to the weekend. Our question of the night is, who is your most or least favorite athlete, professional athlete? We've gotten some pretty good responses. So keep those coming. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or you can text us on the app or the stream. We got some text on the stream. We'll get to those in just a few minutes. Be safe wherever you are in the state, folks. There are tornadoes lurking about. So hopefully wherever you are staying out of harm's way and listening to Nightlight, where we can interact and you can text the show and tell us what you're thinking. Right now, we have a few more minutes with my guest, Jocelyn Flores, who is the co-owner with her husband, Abdi, who was supposed to be here and bailed.
Yeah, he bailed on us.
Is this going to cause friction later?
Oh, yeah. He'll be in trouble.
Yeah, he'll be in trouble. What is that like, by the way? You guys, you seem like when I came in and met you guys the first time, you were there talking. Everything seemed fine. Is it easier to be a partner in marriage for you guys or in business or both?
I feel like, honestly, for us, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I feel like we get along better with business.
Okay. You dread going home at night? I was like,
no, I mean, not too bad because we just literally get home and just sleep. But
Yeah.
I feel like in business, we can connect a lot. Like we both have like that connection where like he'll tell me something, an idea, and I'll like think about it and then give him my opinion, and he'll
Yeah.
consider that opinion.
Okay.
And if he still wants to do it, he'll do it. And if it goes wrong, I'll be like, I told you so. Like always.
Right.
But
Nice work.
and vice versa. But I feel like we connect better with business. Like we have the same visions, we have the same goals, the same everything when it comes to business.
Wow. That's
So
fantastic. Don't mess up that marriage. It could affect your income. right?
yeah. Yeah.
So he sounds like he's more or less the knowledgeable tire guy.
Oh yes, definitely.
But when it comes to rise and grind, does he defer to you? Is it equal? How does that work?
I feel like it's been equal. So like right now I'm over here at Rise and Grind and he's at the tire shop. But like anything that has to do with the coffee shop, I'll consult it with him. He'll give me his
Sure.
opinion and then we'll like come up with an idea together, or I'll share an idea with him and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, or you should do this instead or do that instead." So I feel like it's pretty equal.
That's good.
Yeah.
Seems like you guys have a great system. And I'm totally kidding. I would love to have him on the show another time. He's a very nice
I mean,
guy.
he
when
bailed on us. Do you really want him to bail again?
Right. Well, we'll see. Conrad, how do we make this happen? How do we keep after Abdi?
You just got to keep texting him every day.
We'll do this. We'll go in and we'll act like we're going to order gelato. And then we'll go, psych. When you come on the show, we'll start buying your gelato again.
No, go to the tire shop and do that.
Oh, because that's a lot more.
Yeah, because that's where that's where he is most of the time.
Okay.
Is the tire shop.
Boy, you have a business mind. I like that, Jocelyn. Okay. So a couple more questions for you. Let's talk about your gelato. And I wish you luck with the business. I hope you
Thank
guys
you.
are there for a very long time and it does very well. If you could recommend 3 flavors to people listening right now, what would those gelato flavors be?
My favorites so far right now have been pistachio, cheesecake, and lemon.
All right. Tell us about the lemon, how you were experimenting too. That sounded delicious.
So I like spicy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a spicy person. Like if I don't have my spicy foods, it doesn't taste good to me.
Okay.
So I put tajin and chamoy, which is 2 different kinds of, we could say like spicy sauces, we could say.
So those are sauces?
Well, one of them, we call them chile. It's a sauce, but then the
Yeah.
other one's like powdered. The tajin is powdered.
Okay.
And I put it on there and it tastes so good. It tastes really
Wow.
good. You have to try it. I
I
have
will.
to bring you some.
I've had the pistachio and I might have had the cheesecake. I don't think I've
The
had.
cheesecake is really good.
Yeah, it is
The
good.
pistachio with, well, it's called an affogato. The pistachio with the shot of espresso is really, really good.
Wow. So, all right, if people only had, let's say they had a chance to have just one taste of your gelato, what flavor would you recommend?
Oof, that's a tough one because they're all really good and rich in flavors. But I'd have to say the pistachio.
Okay. All right, good to know. I loved the pistachio too, but I had your chocolate coffee yesterday too, and that was really good. So we've got a text from one of our regular listeners here, Steady Eddie, and this pertains to Rise and Grind. He says, Pete, Conrad, my favorite, most despised NBA player are both on the same team. Favorite, Steph Curry. He is the Baryshnikov of the NBA. He performs this exquisite ballet on the hardwoods, fun to watch, and a nice guy. Most despised, Draymond Green. Con man.
Yeah.
I've seen him, in my opinion, accidentally on purpose rake opponents across the face.
He's done that.
He's been ejected from NBA games 21 times. I've been thrown out of a basketball game too, but it was in high school. He says, dirty player with a bad attitude. Steady Eddie. P.S. Don't forget to tell Jocelyn of Rise and Grind about my idea of selling gelato gazpacho.
Oh.
I don't know how that works, but half melted gelato served in a bowl and eaten with a spoon. I think it would be a big hit. You're welcome, says Steady Eddie.
Well, thank you. I'll definitely keep that in mind and look into it. And
She'll
then
think about it.
once it's ready and I have it all done, I'll let you know so you can contact him and he can come and try it. See
He's
if
in
it's
Madison,
what he wants.
so we'll have to do like a mail order thing. You guys love to do. Darn the luck, huh? Yeah. All right, Jocelyn, thank you so much. This is fun.
Thank you
for
having
filling in
me.
for your husband. Tell Abby I said
course.
hello, and we'll see you probably in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
At the gelato
Thank you
store.
for having us.
You're welcome. Jocelyn Flores, ladies and gentlemen. Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious. That's the pick of the week. We're coming right back. We're going to read some of your texts in the second act, and Comedy City DePere will be here. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Representatives for Ukraine and Russia are in Istanbul for ceasefire talks. President Zelensky invited President Putin for a face-to-face meeting, but as ABC's Ian Panel in Istanbul says, Putin's a no-show.
I think there are real questions about how serious Russia is about these talks, given the delegation that they've taken. The optimist would say, well, any kind of conversation, any kind of talks will be good. The pessimist would say this is Russia stalling once again.
During President Trump's visit to the United Arab Emirates today, the White House announced meetings yielded over $200 billion in new commercial deals between the U.S. and the UAE. President Trump's push to end birthright citizenship taking center stage at the Supreme Court today. The justices hearing arguments appearing split over whether the lower court judges can block the president from enforcing his policy. The Los Angeles County Sheriff launching an investigation into rape and sexual assault allegations against singer Smokey Robinson. This is ABC News.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The Wrightstown School Board swore in 2 new members Wednesday night, filling the gaps left by recent resignations. Kelly Schomburg and Jason Podgorski will fill the seats left by Mike Mullen and Tony Decker, who resigned in April. A new election to fill those seats will be held April 2026. The largest graduating class of the University of Wisconsin Green Bay will receive their degrees in 2 ceremonies on Saturday. According to a press release from UWGB, 1,338 eligible graduates will get their degrees, and about 50% of those graduates are considered first-generation students, meaning they are the first in their family to earn a college degree. The Appleton Area School District has seen an increase in truancy. The district says in 2023-24, almost 24% of its students missed 10% or more of the school year. Some missed enough days that they would not be able to graduate. The city hasn't issued tickets for truancy since 2019. The city of Appleton voted this week to delay any enforcement of fines for truancy in the school district for now. Appleton is the largest district in the state without truancy tickets. The Oshkosh Area School District's Education Foundation recently held its annual gala and raised over $131,000 for adaptive sports, athletics, and other competitive activities in the district to help keep students active. The event featured community members playing games including basketball, miniature golf, hockey, bowling, and a ring toss. And in keeping with its Kentucky Derby theme, there was a high-energy horse racing game as well. This is the 3rd year for the gala. And proceeds from the first went to the visual and performing arts in the district. Last year's gala benefited the Tech Ed program. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Brewers beat Cleveland. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers able to avoid the sweep by beating the Guardians 9-5 yesterday. Logan Henderson became only the second player in team history to score wins in both his first two starts in the major leagues. But Henderson says his arsenal of pitches is still a work in progress.
I know the cutter and slider have a lot of work to do, which is definitely a big confidence boost. I've had 2 solid outings so far. I got to go out there and keep executing and do what I know I can do, just fastball at the top and build a changeup off of that.
The Brewers host the Twins tomorrow night. NFL, the Packers holding off-season workouts, but center Elton Jenkins has not reported until he gets a new contract. Luke Butkus is the offensive line coach.
I mean, Elton Jenkins and I came in together in 2019, so he's a great man. He's a great teammate. There's no concern whatsoever.
The Packers' regular season schedule is out. You can download it now at civicmedia.us. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
Strong to severe thunderstorms will move through the area over the next hour or two. Tornado watch continues, and we've had severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings issued for portions of the area. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes possible. I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Currently at 75 degrees.
When I say fruits and vegetables, do you think yum or yuck? I'm Lisa Hale, and I'm a yum.
And I'm Terry Barr. I'm a yum. How local produce can make a difference on the next new Wisco weekend.
Saturday mornings at 8, Sundays at 11 on WGBW and WISS. Matt and Air on Air.
Corinne Hendrickson, she owns a daycare center.
Between 2010 and 2019, 6,000 childcare programs closed. When COVID hit, they were like, we can't do this again. So they invested in us. And now our state is going to be one of 6. They took the federal dollars, but our state does 0. You're looking at 25% closing. I am likely going to be one of them.
This would be good to know if you would like to perhaps call your representative.
Catch Matt and Air on Air at its new time. Weekday mornings, 9 to 11 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Freedom Town Chair and Director of Parks for Outagamie County, Justin Schumacher. Do you think the bureaucracy is responding to the needs of the people?
No, I think if it was responsive, we wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. That doesn't mean we burn the entire system down. How do we solve it? Get involved. Join your Parks Committee. Recognize where we're not good and improve it.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, Saturday at broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who believes a penny saved isn't jack Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. This is hour number 2. We made it through intermission, folks, also known as Civic Media's award-winning news broadcast. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night, a very ominous-looking night here in Green Bay. And as I understand it, I know this from my daughter that the Stevens Point tornado, at least the students at UWSP have been allowed to leave the basement. So wherever you are in Wisconsin, you are welcome to give us an update that I can share. And hopefully you're staying safe. So other than that, it is great to have you here. And hopefully we can have a few laughs here in the second hour with our guests who are coming up in just a few minutes. The guys from Comedy City will be here. Scott, Nico, and Nick will be here in the studio doing some improv for us and performing some improv games. Those are always fun. And it's always fun on live radio. We had a blast last time they were here. So we will do that. In case you're just joining us, you missed a spirited discussion with my guest, Jocelyn Flores, who is one of the owners of Rise and Grind, a new coffee shop right next to the studio here in downtown Green Bay. They also serve amazing gelato. The gelato is so good. Like, I knew they had coffee. I was calling it a gelato store. And she said, well, we're actually a coffee store. Or a coffee shop. So she set me straight there. But it was fun to talk to Jocelyn. Her movie pick, her popcorn pick of the week was Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Is that one of the ones you've seen, Con?
Yeah, it's the third in the series.
Okay, is that one of the ones that's considered really good, or
one of the ones? Yeah, I actually consider it probably the best one. The
No
one
kidding.
that's not super fake.
Okay.
Like the last 5 movies that it came out with.
So there were a few good ones though that got good reviews, and that's one of them. That's good to know.
When they stopped really going into CGI stuff,
Yeah.
like it was hard to watch the last couple ones because they just do like the stunts that make no possible sense for a regular human.
Right.
If they did that, the car would be totaled. They would probably not be alive.
Right.
But no, they can do it. It's Vin Diesel. He can do anything.
Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. Well, Paul Walker.
Yeah,
he's only made it like through half of them, maybe before he died, or
Yeah.
maybe not even.
I can't remember which one. At the end of it, they did that song "I'll See You Again," where they split off into different highways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of nice, but you know what? When people die in a high-speed wreck like that, I have less. I hate to sound crass. I have less sympathy because you are endangering other people's lives too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
It's just so stupid. And he lost his life and endangered other people. And I think I can't remember if it was his business manager or somebody or just a friend that was with him, but it was terrible. So there you go. Oh, and I saw Lightning McQueen on the. Did you put that up in the stream? Let's see if we can get that on the stream. Driving down here from Maryland, look at that. I know. Look at all the dead bugs on my windshield.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I
Maybe it's-
literally have to wipe my windshield off every day because, especially now, there's mayflies on the way down here. I get them, and on the way back, it's even worse. I drive, and all I hear is the hitting the wind. It's awful, and it obstructed my picture of Lightning McQueen, which I thought was really cool.
I think they only live for like 5 days or something like that. Anyways.
That's what they say, but I feel like they've already been here a couple weeks. So,
well, they just keep repopulating, you know.
You know what? And mayflies are real jerks too. So I'm not gonna give them any more airtime here. So let's just
they ruin your fast.
They ruin my fast. And then Jocelyn's in here talking about tamales and yogurt or gelato and all this stuff, and I'm just literally mouthwatering. So there you go, Lightning McQueen. If you're watching on the stream, a very cool sighting on the way down to the studio today. And you know what's weird? I passed Lightning McQueen, which was strange. I was on the phone talking, and I had to go around Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow himself. So that was weird. I was in my Honda and I passed one of the most famous race cars in the world. All right, let's get to some of your texts, folks. Our question of the night is, who is your least favorite professional athlete? Who do you absolutely not like watching play their sport? So we'll do that right now. We'll get to some texting on the stream. We got PJ checking in. He says it's a tough choice between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Boy, it's funny. A lot of people in Wisconsin list those two guys as very unlikable. And Rodgers, he's weird. He's a weird guy. Maybe unlikable. I don't dislike the guy, but I do think he's strange. What Brett Favre did was pretty bad. I mean, ripping off a charity. Come on. So I'm not totally surprised at PJ's answer, but I am surprised that a lot of people in Wisconsin don't like these two guys who were great quarterbacks, at least on the field. Dave Kunish on the stream says Troy Aikman. And my guess would be, I don't know anything about Dave's sports, who he likes, but a lot of Packer fans don't like Troy Aikman, right, Con?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
And I do, whatever. I don't know if he's biased or not, but he was a good quarterback. I would say on the field talent to booth talent in regard to quarterbacks, he's probably the best. Who are the other quarterbacks that are in the booth? Not Collinsworth. Greg Olson. I love Greg Olson.
Greg Olson is great.
He is outstanding.
You got Tom Brady in there now, though.
Who's kind of sucky.
Honestly, I didn't think he was terrible. I think he brought a lot of insights to it, which is cool.
I agree there. But
Yeah.
in terms of broadcasting, he was not good. But I agree. His insights were great. Tony Romo used to be great. When he started,
Yeah, Tony Romo's good too.
he was great. But now he's kind of, I don't know.
Well, let's hope we get Aaron Rodgers in the booth.
So you could talk about ivermectin. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I think he's weird, but I don't, I don't think he's he doesn't seem like a great person. Anytime your whole family and your friends from your whole life turn on you, it might be you. but I've never met the guy. But he's never ripped off a charity, to my knowledge. All right, let's go for, I read Monica Hales. Tom in New Berlin says, a headhunter for the Packers, Chuck Cecil. He was airborne. Yeah. And that's pretty bad. When you call out a guy on a team you cheer for, Tom, that means he's really unlikable. Oh, Tom says, I liked him, but not legal hits. Yeah, that's fair. Jameson from Pennsylvania checks in. He's in the 814. P.S. Here, you talked about Happy Gilmore, and this is the best entertainment-centric radio show. Well, thank you, Jameson. He says, the alligator from Happy Gilmore passed away. Adam Sandler fan.
I am. I did see that, and yeah, it's a sad day for Bradley.
Yeah, I would say so. Thanks for letting us know, Jameson, and yeah, thanks for the compliment about the show. Please keep listening. Love your texts. Steve from Florida, that's Conrad's dad, says, I do agree about Aaron Rodgers, but he did help us win a Super Bowl. I gotta say, LeBron James, he is no Michael Jordan, and I believe not a good role model. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. LeBron's.
I don't mind him off the court. I know he's political, but I think he's not afraid to, whether you agree with him or not, he's a little more gutsy than Jordan when it comes to off the court.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's not that bad of a person off the court. I think he's fine.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan, but he doesn't bother me. I don't mind a guy who's going to speak his mind or, and it's not even that. I don't have to hear the talk, but I know I've read about how much LeBron has given away.
Yeah. No, I mean, he has his own school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Jordan has done that too, but Jordan seems more scared about rubbing someone the wrong way who's going to buy his shoes. And I was like, come on, you got enough money. Whereas LeBron seems less concerned about that. But I definitely agree, Steve. I think Jordan is still the better player. And I don't even think it's that close, really.
No, yeah, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time.
6-0. No one's ever taken him even to a seventh game in the finals.
You know, Skip Bayless said that on that. Remember that show I was talking about? And it was debate between LeBron and.
Oh, yeah.
And he's definitely a Michael Jordan guy, but he also hates LeBron.
Skip Bayless?
Yeah, I don't know why he has such a hatred for him, but that was the thing he would always say.
So he's not really coming at it with an unbiased. Annie from Watertown, she actually is in the she's the 920. You can't even read area codes. People, I have an 818 area code, and I'm nowhere near the 818 anymore. And I don't think Watertown is 920. But Annie is in Watertown. She says Brett Favre. She says Brett Favre, Rodgers tie. Another Packer fan. She says, what is it with GB quarterbacks?
Jordan Love.
It won't
happen with Jordan Love.
There you go. Conrad feels confident. She says, only because I don't consider Hulk Hogan a real athlete. Oh, Rich Lucasio would have things to say about that. She says, sorry, fake wrestling fans. It's acting, dancing. Annie taking a stand. Very un-Michael Jordan-like. Tom from New Berlin says, Bill Romanowski. Oh, he was one that not a lot of people liked. Bill Romanowski from the Broncos, just in the 97 Super Bowl, as he was on the juice for enhanced play, not for the bedroom. I don't have that information, Tom, and I hope you don't either, but I'll take your word for it. And he says that not for the bedroom again, just to make sure we saw that. Tom from Jackson says Kona from Hawaii. When we were talking with Jocelyn about coffee, I will say this, Tom, Kona is what got me, the Hawaiian is what got me into coffee. Now I drink a darker roast, but yeah, Kona blend is beautiful.
You know what also is good? Kona Big Wave.
Kona Big Wave. Coffee?
No, it's a beer.
Oh, Kona Big Wave.
That's a really good beer.
Local?
No. It's Hawaii.
Okay.
It's Hawaii beer.
It's not as good as
I think so.
Blue Moon non-alcoholic. Tom from Jackson says, she sounds like Mary Mack. Oh, interesting. Jocelyn sounds like Mary Mack. Okay. I guess I can see that.
So we got a call from Richard in Waukesha, and he said he couldn't remember the player's name.
Okay.
But he said it was in either the one of the two first Super Bowls, and it was this player that like invented like clotheslining people like on the field.
Oh, wow. That might be Conrad Dobler.
Was it like the first two Super Bowls?
I don't know if he's that old. Maybe.
But I looked it up. I could not find who it was, but Yeah, the first Super Bowl is Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs. So maybe one of the players on the Chiefs, not the Packers.
This made me like the guy even more, but I found a reel on Instagram recently of a player named Lenny Randle. He might have been on the Yankees for a while, but Lenny Randle got thrown at by the pitcher. The pitcher just missed his head. It was like the second time the pitcher threw at him. So you can find this online. Lenny Randle lays down a bunt on the first base side, and the pitcher goes to field it, and Lenny Randle runs 5 feet out of the baseline and just shellacks the pitcher. It was beautiful. And it was like, I don't think I've ever seen a bench clearing brawl like that. It was so blatant. It was so like, I don't care. This is in the moment. I'm going after this guy. Oh, that was maybe one of my favorite sports moments that I revisited lately, thanks to Instagram. Brian from Green Bay, he's in the 920. That's for darn sure. He says the mayflies are polite. They RSVP when they will arrive. Really, Brian? Well, I did not get that notice. All right, there's a lot of show left, folks. You cannot go anywhere. And right now it's pouring. My car is 5 feet from the door, and I'm still going to look like I got out of the shower by the time I get there.
Yeah.
This is a horrible. It's just rain at this point.
Mine's in the garage.
Oh, man. You're going to need to rent a boat.
Yeah.
All right, Comedy City coming up. They're in studio. Great improv group from right here in the area. We'll do that next. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite, and you got the Civic Media Radio Network.
Gold and silver
Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people laughing.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Todd Allball Show.
Feeling better is about feeling all kinds of things. You want to feel healthy, sure, but you also want to feel heard and understood, valued, even, well, loved. That's what we want too. We're Amplify Health, and we think the best way to care for someone is to care about them. That's why all our treatments include a little empathy. Welcome to healthcare that's all about caring. Welcome to Amplify Health by Bellin. A little empathy changes everything.
I know that 1 in 10 veterans struggle daily with mental health issues. Suicide is a real risk. If you or someone you love is struggling today, you are not alone. Support is at reachoutwis.org to find local resources available for you and your loved ones. Reach out today.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Day 1, the hardest day, the day you hear.
This is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
To learn more and get help on day 2, day 28, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Mino and the Mayor.
Well, I want to do something where I can really show off my thighs. I'm gonna load them down with beeswax or bees pollen. I really am. Theirs are gonna glue. You talk about effervescent.
What does that mean, John?
Glowing.
Does it?
Glowing. It means glowing.
I thought that was what you get when you pop like Alka-Seltzer jar.
Well, there's different types of effervescence.
Oh, gee.
There's different levels.
Mino and the Mayor, weekday mornings 6 till 9 on 97.9 WGBW and 98.3 and 96.5 WISS.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Great night. Now it's starting to pour outside. Folks, the safest place to be is inside listening to the radio, old school. Dad, light up the pipe. kids make some popcorn, and let's listen to the radio and stay dry and warm inside. I am Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. We are broadcasting live statewide from beautiful downtown Green Bay, even though it is pouring rain. And this is exciting. We have, it's always fun, Conrad, when we have live entertainment in the studio.
Always.
Yeah, these guys have been here before. Comedy City. We got Nick, Scott, and Nico here. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing
Great.
well.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
All right,
bye. You guys were here before, and it was so much fun having you. We had to do this again. I know you got some stuff up. We'll talk coming out. We'll talk about everything. But how are things at Comedy City these days?
It has been a blast the last few months. We are having pretty good crowds every weekend, getting some laughter in.
Yeah.
With the world being as dire as it is sometimes. It's
generally on fire.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's great. Where is Comedy City? Tell us.
Yes, that's downtown De Pere on the west side.
Okay.
So on Main Avenue in De Pere, just a block away from the bridge, basically. You'll find us amongst a bunch of other businesses like I think Luna Coffee's nearby. There, a couple other things over there.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about, have you been there long? How did this start? Because Comedy City, is it a chain, or is this the only one?
That's a very good question. We started out as part of a chain. Our history goes all the way back to 1987. We started out as a franchise of Comedy Sports, which is located all over the country still to this day, including Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So it was about, I think, 10 years later that they split off into their own company.
It was about like 2000, 2001, around there.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So about almost 15 years into it all, they split off into their own standalone franchise. We've had a few locations over the course of that almost 40 years. We've been downtown here in Green Bay, but for the last almost 20, it has to be at this point in time. We've been in De Pere. We've been to a few locations there, but all on Main Avenue, all within like walking distance of each other. So we have proven that we don't need any particular location. We can do improv anywhere.
Well, I would think by this time you guys have been around long enough where if you switch locations, you'll be fine. But how long have you guys all been involved in Comedy City?
I'm the baby of the group here. I've only been 4 years now.
Didn't you guys bring a baby last time? Wasn't there a guy who was like 14 or something?
The other Nick.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I joined. It was shortly after kind of like lockdowns and stuff. And everything kind of slowed up, and I've been going to it and seeing shows for years at that point. Like I've been to a couple of the other locations, but I've only been a part of the troupe since our current location.
All right. So you were going as a fan.
Yeah.
And you finally got the guts to get up there. Talk about that. That's kind of cool.
I've got a theater background, so like being up on stage was never like something that was like super scary to me. It's like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is better than selling insurance.
Yeah.
Which is what
I would imagine.
My day job. So it's like I need something that's actually like will scratch that creative itch. And I had a friend who's already been part of it for a little bit longer than me. And she's like, you should try out. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. And I've been going pretty strong ever since, and got to do some of the remote shows, get to do stuff like this. It's been great.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. All right. What about you, Scott?
I had to do math. I think I've been doing it for about 18 years.
Oh, wow.
So 2007, I think I started. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right. Yeah. That works.
18 years. So let me ask you this: before a show now, and I'm coming from I did stand up years ago, and you get nervous, but after 18 years, how do you, as an improver, do you still get nervous before shows?
Not anymore. I used to get the whole like weak knees and just like, oh gosh, people are going to see me and laugh at me. I'm like, that's the point now. I have to go up there, make everybody laugh. And then plus I trust all my other players that are with me. So I feel like I have a good support system.
Okay. That makes sense. What about you, Nick?
Oh, I've got 14 years in now.
Okay.
So yeah, just a little shorter than Scott. Same situation as Nico though. Came to a few shows. Was like, I think I could do this, and eventually auditions came up, and gave it a couple tries, and eventually they let me in.
That's excellent. How do people typically get tickets for your shows, and when are the shows?
Yeah, every weekend we have shows. Friday night 7:30, Saturday at 6:30 and 8:30, and they can get the tickets right at our website, comedycity.fun.
Oh, that's outstanding. You guys are going to perform something. Maybe we'll do the news and we'll come back and you guys can perform something. Who are your who's a guy that you watched either do improv or thought quickly on their feet that influenced you?
Yeah, improv. Like, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Was like on every single night at my house growing up, and then like got into college and started watching a lot of stand up and stuff like that. And, still one of my biggest regrets is not getting to see George Carlin before he passed away. And it's like I was close and I didn't do it.
Listen, I have no excuse. I was a comedian for 7 years. I traveled around, and he was at a theater like 2 blocks away from a city I worked, and I didn't go. Like, what was I thinking? I thought, I'll have another opportunity, but you got to pounce on that stuff.
I thought the same thing. And
yeah.
2 months later.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
Actually, I just finished reading Elvira's book, and she was talking about Phil Hartman. I forgot that he was
he's great.
He was such a good influence for me, and I loved watching him growing up. And he was great.
You got about 20 seconds, Nick. What about you? Influence?
I would have to say it's all the folks here locally that I saw, the Comedy City people, because seen it live up front in person, and that everyday people can do it was amazing.
The admiration for his mates. I love it. All right, we're going to do a quick news break here and we'll come back. Comedy City is going to perform live in the studio. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Tom Hartman here. You're listening to 97.9 WGBW.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Representatives for Ukraine and Russia are in Istanbul for ceasefire talks. President Zelensky invited President Putin for a face-to-face meeting, but as ABC's Ian Pandel in Istanbul says, Putin's a no-show.
I think there are real questions about how serious Russia is about these talks, given the delegation that they've taken. The optimist would say, well, any kind of conversation, any kind of talks will be good. The pessimist would say this is Russia stalling once again.
During President Trump's visit to the United Arab Emirates today, the White House announced meetings yielded over $200 billion in new commercial deals between the U.S. and the UAE. President Trump's push to end birthright citizenship taking center stage at the Supreme Court today. The justices hearing arguments appearing split over whether the lower court judges can block the president from enforcing his policy. The Los Angeles County Sheriff launching an investigation into rape and sexual assault allegations against singer Smokey Robinson. This is ABC News.
The Brewers beat Cleveland. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers able to avoid the sweep by beating the Guardians 9-5 yesterday. Logan Henderson became only the second player in team history to score wins in both his first 2 starts in the major leagues. But Henderson says his arsenal of pitches is still a work in progress.
I know the cutter and slider have a lot of work to do, which is definitely a big confidence boost. I've had 2 solid outings so far. I got to go out there and keep executing and do what I know I can do, just fastball at the top and throw the changeup off of that.
The Brewers host the Twins tomorrow night. NFL, the Packers holding off-season workouts, but center Elton Jenkins has not reported until he gets a new contract. Luke Butkus is the offensive line coach.
I mean, Elton Jenkins and I came in together in 2019, so he's a great man. He's a great teammate. There's no concern whatsoever.
The Packers' regular season schedule is out. You can download it now at civicmedia.us. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Tom Cruise is used to saving the day in the movies, and it spilled over into real life. Simon Pegg says the Mission Impossible franchise saved him from alcoholism and depression. Yes, he was thrilled about getting the role, but says the production was unbelievably supportive and made sure he had a sober companion on the set of Ghost Protocol in 2011. Pegg also recalls Tom Cruise saying, "You're going to get in shape for this film. You're an agent now." Halle Berry was forced into a wardrobe change before she hit the red carpet at the Cannes Film Festival. The festival has a new no nudity policy, which only took them about 75 years to enact. Berry is in France as part of the festival's jury this year. She didn't seem to mind at all being told to find a different dress and believes the new nudity policy is probably a good one. And it probably is, especially because most people don't look like Halle Berry. Various sources say the policy was enacted to avoid a situation like Kanye West's wife appearing fully nude on the red carpet. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
Strong to severe thunderstorms will move through the area over the next hour or two. Tornado watch continues, and we've had severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings issued for portions of the area. Large hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes possible. I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Currently at 75 degrees.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
I'm as guilty as anybody about this, not talking to real people in person. I'm sorry, I don't believe that texting or video conferencing or any other of that jazz can supplement one-on-one interaction. We as humans need other humans. We need to connect with people. So anyway, that's the public service announcement to start off the week. Get outside and talk to real live humans. You'll feel better.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. Matt and Air on Air.
Corinne Hendrickson, she owns a daycare center.
We're doing this day without childcare. What we do is we talk about what would happen, what would it look like if we didn't have childcare. But we also talk about what could it be? What can we do to change the system? I love all the protests. I love all the people speaking out against things, but we also need to participate in democracy by saying what we want and what we need and talk to our reps that way. So that's what this event is all about.
Catch Matt and Air on Air at its new time, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. Maggie Dawn.
At 4 o'clock, I'm joined in the co-host chair by Jim Santel. We dice.
Welcome back. Tomorrow night on the show, we've got artist Nate Vomhoff. Am I saying that right, Conrad?
You are?
Nate Vomhoff. And it is a bar band Friday night. So Terry Barr will be here with Most Excellent Tunes. She is one of the co-hosts of Max Inc. Radio here on Civic Media every Saturday night. So we'll do all of that tomorrow night. And right now, this is exciting. I've got the guys from Comedy City here. Nick, Nico, and Scott are in the studio. We've gotten to know them a little bit last segment, and now they're gonna perform. All right, so let's put it out to texters, you guys. Do you have a specific something they can send in that can help you in a scene?
Yeah, we're looking for at least 3 suggestions here: an emotion,
okay,
an occupation, or a hobby. So those are going to help us set up some characters that will be giving out some advice here as well.
Emotion, occupation,
and a hobby.
Okay.
So not in addition to these suggestions, eventually we'll be asking if anyone has any questions out there. Maybe they need some advice on finances, love, auto repair. I don't know. We'll find out what that might be.
So Brian from Green Bay says newspaper carrier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's an occupation. Well, it could be an occupation or a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Or an emotion if you really throw yourself into your work, right?
It's very newsies.
Right, it's very newsies, exactly. What do you think, Con? Let's get these guys started, and then if we get more text, we can share those. So we got newspaper carrier,
terrified.
Okay. And then should we say that was an occupation? So we'll do hobby. How about stamp collecting?
Gotcha.
One of those dull. No, it's probably fun for some people.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Comedy City Advice Time. I'm your host, Albert Watershed, and I've got 3 panelists here ready to dole out all of life's greatest advice. So let's meet them first. Panelist number 1.
My name's Trevor Jones. My job primarily is just to make sure people know things. And I'm looking forward to make sure people know everything, and it's just it's extra great.
Thank you, Trevor. Panelist number 2, please introduce yourself.
My name is Tyler, and I've never actually been on the radio before. I'm just here. My doctor told me to get out more, and I should not be as afraid of things. But is that good?
Yes, thank you, Tyler.
Okay.
And panelist number 3. Hi, my name is Roberta, and I am a professional stamp collector. All right. Well, thank you, panelists. Do we have a question from our audience?
How do I get socks out of the dryer and not lose one?
Wait, my first thought when you find something that's stuck and it's somewhere it's not supposed to be is you just gotta get your hand right deep, right in the bag, and you just give it a good tug, and you really gotta work it and throw it across the fence line, because it helps if you've got some motivation. My motivation is being chased by street dogs, and that really gets you going. Once you've done that, I think you'll find you have it in yourself to pull that sock right out of the dryer.
Thank you. Tyler.
Okay. So if you're going to use the dryer, make sure you have a buddy, because if you fall in, that people might not ever see you again. Also bring a flashlight so you can shine, because dryers are very dark. They're known for hiding critters and other creatures of the night. So who knows? Make sure you have a buddy and flashlights.
Thank you, Tyler. And Roberta. Yeah, I'm gonna suggest you find yourself the world's strongest adhesive, and just kind of slap some on the door and throw the socks on there before you close it. Oh, okay, thank you, Roberta. Do we have any other bits of advice we can dole out?
Conrad, you got a question?
Yeah, I broke my couch, and I was wondering if anyone knows how to fix a couch.
Fix a couch.
Oh, okay. Well, what you should do is find out where your parents hide your tools, so you can put together, because screwdrivers and hammers and saws are all very dangerous, and they could hurt you and make you wear more Band-Aids. But if you need some help, you ask a neighbor or an adult. Sometimes I know the police won't help you, because I tried calling them once to help fix my couch, and they yelled at me for quite a while. So don't do that.
Thank you, Tyler. Roberta, do you have any advice on this particular question? Yes, I'm gonna suggest that you wave your hand out your front door and say, "Hi, neighbor. You want to come over and help me out with my couch? I'm not certain it's working correctly." Oh, thank you, Roberta. Your neighbor might get the wrong idea, but okay. And finally, Trevor.
Wait, whenever I find that I've got something that's broken, needs fixing, what I do is I just go to the classified section and I find someone capable to do it. And if that don't work, what I'll do is I'll just put some paste on the paper and paper mache that back. That holds real nicely until I don't know more. But that's tomorrow's edition that you have to worry about there.
Thank you. Those were all really great bits of advice there. Hopefully it helps.
I have one more. Someone just texted, how do I get my girlfriend there? I won't use the actual word. They said.
Okay. Well, Roberta, I think you might be the best suited to help us on this one. What do you say? That makes me uncomfortable to talk about it. I would just make sure that you give him the correct postage, if you know what I mean. Oh, thank you. Trevor.
What I would do is I just aim, work it, just aim right there and aim just a little bit higher than you think you need to aim, and you just whip right in. If that don't work, that's what the festivals are for. And you just go there, find a new girlfriend. Yeah, one who's easier to please.
All right. And then Tyler.
I have to talk to a girl. Oh.
Thank you, Tyler. All right. I believe that covers everything some of you might need to know about the subject. Well, maybe it'll help you. That's up for you to decide.
That was great. Comedy City, they are here in the studio tonight, and that was just what is that? Have a title, that game or that bit or something?
Yeah, we just call it advice column.
Advice column.
Yeah, there's plenty of variations on the game. Sometimes we work it like a dating game, so all three people are contestants trying to win someone's love. It's really great when bachelorette parties come into the club.
Oh, yeah,
You put the bachelorette up there. We have her leave the room, and then we get all the dirt on their fiance, and then someone just takes on their characteristics to see if they notice. It is an absolute blast.
That brings me, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned comedy sports before. I was at a comedy sports show about 3 weeks ago, and they work clean. Do you guys have those kind of stipulations or rules? Do you work clean exclusively, or?
I'd say our default is clean.
Okay.
Our Saturday early show is always going to be clean. It's our all ages show.
Oh, nice.
Meant to be family friendly. But we generally kind of feel out the audience and get to their level, and we usually know pretty quick what their level is. Their suggestions will usually tell us.
Yeah, the late show, you could have actually said it.
Oh, real? Okay,
Oh, yeah,
that's
you
good
could
to
ask
know.
the question.
Well, we were at comedy sports for so long that we actually kept some of the rules for a long time. So when I first started years ago, we were clean shows for the longest time until like in the last couple of years we started doing like the more grown-up shows. So I'm still set in that default of going, don't say anything bad, don't say anything bad.
All right.
I did not grow up with those rules.
There was, when I was did stand up, I was based out of Chicago, and there was a comedy club called the Funny Firm, and they did a blue show like on Friday nights, the late show. And I don't embarrass easily, but some of the stuff in that show made me blush. I was like, I cannot believe they're doing this. And people loved it. If you got the right crowd, you can go dirty and it's just fine. You guys offer classes, Nick, right? At the Comedy City?
We're just actually, as of this week, we finished up our intro class. One of those will start up again in the fall. But yeah, that is something that we've been getting back to in the past couple of years. So we usually run a couple classes in the fall and a couple classes in the spring as intro classes. And then we also have a level 2 class for people to take after that. In addition to those, we started offering something we call a weekly drop-in class. Those are on Monday nights at 7 o'clock at Comedy City Theater. It's where you just come on by, bring $10 or throw into a bucket, and you get to practice some improv, learn some improv games from our
fun.
improvisers. It doesn't matter how much experience you have. We'll gear it towards the crowd and play some improv games, have some fun.
That's fantastic. We have about, I would say, 3 minutes before a break. Do you guys have something you could do for a few minutes just to carry us through the rest of the segment?
Let's do some bar jokes.
Bar jokes. Oh,
Yeah,
I love it. All right.
yeah.
Comedy City in the studio. This is bar jokes.
All right. We will need another occupation from one of you two.
Doctor.
Doctor. A doctor walks into a bar.
Doctor walks into a bar and bartender says, "Hey, what do you have?" And doctor says, "I'll take a shot." They're not all great.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah,
I'm ashamed of myself.
We're buying time for everyone else.
Doctor walks into a bar and he goes, "Hey, bartender, give me a drink." And he bumps into someone next to me. He goes, "Whoa, hey, stop being so physical."
A doctor walks into a bar, sits down, orders a fancy martini. Bartender is taking his sweet time, and the doctor is getting really frustrated. And he goes, "Come on, buddy. What is it? Brain surgery back there?"
Doctor's working behind the bar, and a guy comes up and he's got a cold and he starts coughing. The doctor goes, "Hey, turn your head and cough."
Doctor walks into a bar. He goes, "Hey, bartender, I was wondering, can I get a beer?" And he goes, "Sure." He gives him a beer, and then like 3 hours later, he realizes, "Wow, you're still really nursing that, aren't you?"
Let's change up. We'll do another joke style here real quick. Pickup lines, but we'll keep them appropriate. So we got 2 minutes? All right.
You can stretch it a little.
All right. Can we get let's get an animal.
Sloth.
Oh, nice.
"Hey, baby, are you a sloth? Because I'd like to take my time."
All right.
That's the only sloth joke.
Oh, I've got one. "Hey, you guys. That was a Goonies reference. Okay.
Oh,
sloth.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah.
See, I was doing my sloth joke. It just
It
didn't
just
let
took a
me-
while.
Yeah.
It was very
I had
slow.
to get. He had to get to the bar to do the pickup lines first, and he was trying to cross a road.
Let's get a popular board game.
Life.
Game of life. All right.
The pickup lines.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, if you spin the wheel right, I just might give you 3 kids.
Just do sloth again.
Hey, do you want to go to the retirement home?
I don't have any.
Save it. We'll
I'm
do
not
this.
holding-
We're going to do a
hold it,
quick
hold it.
break. We'll come back. We'll have a few more minutes with Comedy City, and we'll tell you where you can get tickets and what they have coming up. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Wanna come along? Word up, talk, just move right up the wall. Day or night, sky's the light, so we dance to the break of dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, I got the medicine, so you should keep your eyes on the ball. This is getting heavy, can you hear the bass? Boom, I'm ready. Levies, chitlins, honey, yeah, this bitch ching like money. Hey, this go overload.
Local news, weather, and sports on air and streaming on the Civic Media app. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Hey, it's John Mino. And Jim Schmidt from Mino and the Mayor. Want to stay in the loop with all things Northeast Wisconsin? Sign up for the WGBW weekly newsletter.
Get the latest local stories, updates on the weather, and a special feature from our Mino and the Mayor podcast.
It's your one-stop shop for real news and great conversation in Northeast Wisconsin.
Log on to WGBW.FM today and get signed up.
Real news, great conversation. Sign up today at WGBW.FM/newsletter.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. The biggest thing that happens in Wisconsin state government every 2 years is the state budget. And last week at the state capitol, Republican lawmakers took a step forward in the process by voting out more than 600 measures from Governor Tony Evers' budget proposal. This has become a familiar step in this era of divided government. This is now the 4th budget proposal that Evers has put forward, and each one has been met with a similar fate. Even as this has become the custom, it doesn't have to be this way. Republicans could honestly engage with this budget and debate it on its merits. There are good, smart proposals here on everything from healthcare to education to childcare to environmental protection. And if there are items here they disagree on, make the case, have the debate. But by voting everything out and starting from scratch, they are letting down the people of Wisconsin they are elected to represent by refusing to have this debate on a very basic level. We should expect better.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area.
Who's ready to get their garden started? Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And on Saturday from 1 till 3 at the Brown County Library, you can get some free plants. And who doesn't love free? The Northeastern Wisconsin Master Gardeners are giving away started plants while quantities last. You'll get free advice on how to transplant and how to prevent the spread of invasive jumping worms and other pests. You definitely want to stop by. Check it out. Go to WGBW.FM and click events.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Love Lost is here to help. Our free, easy-to-use platform uses photo matching technology across multiple media platforms to bring lost pets home. Just upload a photo and quickly search the largest national lost and found pet database. Let's unite to reunite, because every lost pet deserves to find their way home. Register today at lovelost.com.
Schwaba and Nightlight. We had some great texts tonight. Our question was, name a professional athlete you truly despise.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had that one
Ever
locked
since
and
the
loaded.
Fail Mary game. He was so smug when they won that night.
When he was with the Badgers?
No, when he was with the Seahawks, when they won with that
yeah.
interception that they called a touchdown and the Packers.
Oh yeah, because he caught the guy who caught the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first Russell Wilson we've heard. We've had a lot of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre. And Scott says, as annoying as Aaron Rodgers might be, at least he's not stealing welfare from poor people like Brett Favre. Tom from New Berlin says, George Carlin, the wordsmith. Yes, Tom. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, that mean beyond. Can I say that? Bleep?
I'd just say bleep.
That sucker punched the $1 million baby. I heard she married Michael Vick and they have a rabies. Oh my good God. Tyler going there. Bridget from the 818 says, Lance Armstrong, not okay to fare all those to something. I think there's a typo in there. Play by the rules, spent a lifetime preparing. And then we've got Brian from Green Bay who said newspaper carrier. And Steady Eddie says, Pete, another grind for the rise and another idea for the rise and grind. Your next door coffee and gelato shop, a gelato called Peach Guava, named for Nightlight. Peach Schwaba, aka Peach Guava. Yeah, I got that, Eddie. Thank you. He says, I think it might mean free peach guava. Gelato gazpacho. God, it's like a tongue twister, Eddie. All summer long for Pete and Conrad or anyone who can pronounce peach guava or gelato gazpacho correctly on the first try. That's what he was going for.
Gelato gazpacho.
Yeah. How did
free?
She didn't freak out when she was here. She actually thought that sounded interesting. All right. So, and then we've got another suggestion. Brian says alleviate an itch. Maybe that was the problem. Or Brian also says, is that a station wagon or are you happy to see me?
Yep.
Station wagon just makes me laugh. I don't even understand what he was going for there, but the words station and wagon together make me laugh. What you guys want to do one more of those bar jokes?
Yeah, but do a few more pickup lines. What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Go ahead, Con. I know. Well, I know where you like to eat. I don't know if it's a restaurant. It's more of a gas station. But
you gonna say Quick Trip?
Yeah, Quick Trip.
All right.
Yeah, do that.
All right, let's do Quick Trip.
Pickup lines too.
Bar jokes with Comedy City.
Hey, see you next time.
I got a 6-pack for you.
I'm looking for the hot spot.
Hey, are those cookies 2 for $1?
Hey, are you an ATM? Because you don't look like you have any fees related to you. Okay, that was bad.
Is there something with the rewards program we could go? You know, like
sure there is. We got just dig in.
Yeah. Hey, you look familiar. Do you have a rewards card with me?
with you personally?
3 more trips, you get a free coffee.
All right, Comedy City is here. They're based in De Pere. They got a great space. Is there a website people can check out?
Yeah. www.comedycity.fun.
Oh, I like it. Okay, and then talk about you guys have a summer camp for kids, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah. We started it 2 years ago. We're on our 3rd year. We have sessions in June, July, and August. You can find those all on our website. Kids come for a 2-hour session every morning for 5 days. Same thing with for teenagers as well. So kids and teenagers, 2 separate camps. And in both, they get to do a mini show at the end of the week. The kids do one during the day for their family, and we invite the teenagers to come perform with us on Saturday night on stage with a live audience. It's been a really.
Do they just love that?
Yeah. And the kids, in a lot of cases, are better than some grown-ups at improv. They show up at shows a few months later, and they volunteer for games that we didn't volunteer. And they get on the stage and they show us up like nobody's business.
Oh, we had that one girl. She was a summer camp. She comes up, just grabs the mic for sound effects, and I've never seen anyone better. She's 8.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
the adults should be ashamed.
They have no fear. Absolutely. And at some point, as we grow up, we lose that little bit of no fear that we have going on.
We learn all the things to fear.
Anxiety emerges.
Can people have a cocktail when they come to Comedy
absolutely.
City? Okay. I didn't know if it was
makes us funnier.
Yeah. Nice. Tell us also about Rogue Actually, let me finish. I got a couple texts here, then we'll close with you guys. I want to ask you about your Rogue Comedy Month. That sounds like fun. But right now, just closing out our text here for the night, Steve from Florida says, I believe the football player that Conrad is talking about is Ben Davidson, defensive end that was known for his dirty hits after the play, who played in Super Bowl II. He was 6'8", had clotheslined a couple players. Wow. Steve continues, played for the majority of his career with the Oakland Raiders. I think your dad went to the Google here, which is impressive.
Yeah.
Super Bowl II, but also later played with the Washington Redskins and Green Bay Packers. And then Brian wanted to, thank you, Steve. Awesome, as usual. But Brian wanted to clarify the, is that a station wagon, or are you happy to see me was from the Life game?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. All right, tell us about Rogue Comedy Nation. We've got about a minute left, and we'll let you guys get on with
Rogue Comedy month of August. This is going to be like the 6th year we've done it. It's a month of shows that we generally don't do. We'll create shows 2 months prior to by coming up with a concept or idea and doing improv within different rules. So we did a mock trial last year. We took someone's dispute in the audience and turned it into a trial. We've what else have we done?
I did the reenacting "Am I the A-hole" stories from Reddit.
That is awesome. You guys, this is so much fun. We got to do this more often. Also, I know Tuesday, June 10th in Shawano, 6 p.m., a free show at Neighborhood Park.
Yep, in downtown Shawano, yeah.
Check it all out on the Comedy City website and go see Comedy City. These guys are fantastic. Hopefully we can do this again. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you also to Jocelyn Flores for giving the popcorn pick of the week. Conrad, all your suggestions.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
And thank you for all your texts as always. It's always more fun when you guys participate. We'll be back tomorrow night. It's a bar band Friday night. You got to be here, folks. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad and the guys from Comedy City, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
I'll take you to your best friend's house. Marmalade, we're making out. Oh.